Captain Lee Dongwu sat in his command chair aboard the human exploration ship Iron Mountain. The bridge was quiet except for the soft hum of computers. He sipped his morning coffee and looked at the stars through the main window. Space looked peaceful today. Lee was a tall man with kind eyes. He had commanded ships for 20 years. His crew trusted him completely. They were far from Earth, exploring new star systems. It was supposed to be a routine mission. "Sir," called Park So-young from her station. She was the communications officer. "I'm picking up something strange." Lee set down his coffee cup. "What kind of strange?" "It's a signal. Very weak. It seems to be coming from the Andromeda sector." Lee stood up. The Andromeda sector was known to be peaceful. No wars happened there. Only friendly alien species lived in that part of space. Chapter 2. The Message Park. So-young worked on her computer. Her fingers moved quickly across the keyboard. The signal grew stronger. "I'm cleaning it up now, sir," she said. Suddenly the bridge speakers crackled to life. A beautiful voice filled the air. It sounded like singing and music combined. The words were not human, but the computer translated them. "This is Captain Crystal Singer, beautiful morning of the Zephyrian homeworld," the voice said. "We are under attack. Our cities are burning. Our people are dying. Please, we need help. This message goes to all peaceful species. We know you do. Not fight, but maybe you have healing machines or peaceful words to stop the attackers, please. Anyone who believes in peace, help us." The message repeated several times. Then it stopped. The bridge fell silent. Everyone stared at the speakers. Chapter 3. The database. Kim Il-sung was the tactical officer. He was a serious man who rarely smiled. He pulled up information on his screen. "Sir, I'm checking the Galactic database," he said. "According to this, we're listed as a Class 7 Deathworlder species." Lee raised an eyebrow. "Class 7? That's the highest danger level, sir. It means extremely dangerous to all other life forms. The peaceful species avoid us." Park So-young looked confused. "But sir, they sent a general broadcast. They don't know we received it." Lee nodded slowly. He understood. The Zephyrians had sent their message to peaceful species. They had no idea that humans, the galaxy's most feared warriors, had heard their cry for help. Chapter 4. The Decision. Choi Min-ho was the navigation officer. He was young but very skilled. Lee turned to him. "Min-ho, how long to reach those coordinates?" Choi checked his computer. 17 hours at maximum warp, sir." Lee thought hard. The human government had rules about contacting other species. They were supposed to be careful. Humans were still new to the galaxy. Many aliens feared them. But the voice in the message sounded so sad, so desperate. "Sir," said Dr. Kwon Bomi, the ship's doctor. "If they're under attack, people are dying right now." Lee made his choice. "All hands, this is the captain. We have received a distress signal. We are going to help. Prepare the ship for combat operations." Chapter 5. Preparation. The ship became very busy. Crew members ran through the hallways. The weapons officer, Nam Yun-soo, started checking all the guns and missiles. "Sir," she reported, "all weapons are ready. Should I contact the rest of the fleet?" Lee thought about this. Other human ships were nearby. Should he call them? Yes, he decided. Contact Admiral Yang Kyung-mi on the Soul's Revenge. Tell her we need fleet support. Within an hour, 5 human ships were traveling together toward the Zephyrian homeworld. They were not the biggest ships in the human fleet, but they were fast and well-armed. Chapter 6. Learning about the enemy. As they traveled, the crew gathered information. Ensign Park Dong-jin was good with computers. He found data about the attacking force. "Sir, they call themselves the Hegemony," he reported. "They're an insect-like species. They've conquered 7 peaceful worlds in the last year." "How?" asked Lee. They use fear in overwhelming numbers. They're not very advanced, but the peaceful species they attack have no weapons. Dr. Kwan Bomi looked at biological data. Interesting. They evolved from herbivores, plant eaters. They never had to fight for food. Kim Il-sung laughed. It was not a happy laugh. They picked the wrong target. The Zephyrians don't know what's coming. Neither do the hegemony, Lee said quietly. Chapter 7. The Fleet Admiral Yang Kyung-mi was on the command deck of the dreadnought Seoul's Revenge. She was a small woman, but very fierce. Her crew called her the Iron Dragon behind her back. She loved the nickname. "Captain Lee," she said through the communications. "What's our plan?" "We save them, Admiral. Whatever it takes." Yang smiled. "I like simple plans. How many enemy ships?" Lieutenant Oh Soo-jin answered from intelligence. "At least 50, ma'am. Maybe more. And they're fighting pacifists?" "Yes, ma'am." Yang's smile grew wider. "This will be interesting." Chapter 8. Final Approach. The human fleet dropped out of warp near the Zephyrian system. What they saw shocked them. The planet was beautiful. Crystal cities floated in the clouds. Gardens of light grew in space around the world. It looked like something from a fairy tale. But dark ships covered the sky like locusts. Explosions lit up the planet's surface. The hegemony was destroying everything. "Sir," whispered Park So-young, "the planet, it's so beautiful." "And they're destroying it," said Kim Il-sung angrily. Lee stood up. "Not anymore. Choi, take us in. Nam, charge weapons. Everyone, battle stations." The crew moved quickly. Red lights flashed throughout the ship. This was what humans did best. This was what they were made for. Orcs. Chapter 9. First Contact. As the human fleet approached, a new signal came in. It was from the planet. "Oh, wonderful day," the voice sang. "The peaceful ones have come. Please, brave healers from the stars, use your gentle machines to make the attackers stop." Lee looked at his weapons display. Hundreds of missiles, energy cannons that could melt mountains, kinetic weapons that could punch holes through moons. "Gentle machines," he repeated softly. Admiral Yang's voice came through the speakers. "All ships, this is Yang. The hegemony doesn't know what humans are. They think we're peacekeepers with healing machines." She paused. Her next words carried across space to every human ship. "Let's educate them." The human fleet moved forward. Behind them, the stars seemed to watch what would happen next. The galaxy was about to learn something important. Sometimes the monsters come to save you. The human fleet came out of hyperspace near the Zephyrian homeworld. What they saw made everyone angry. Beautiful crystal cities were broken. Gardens of light were dark. The planet that should have been peaceful was covered with smoke and fire. Dark ships flew around the planet like hungry beetles. They shot at everything that moved. These were the hegemony ships. "Mother of God," whispered Choi Min-ho, the navigation officer. Captain Lee Dong-woo clenched his fists. "How many civilians down there?" "Scans show 3 billion Zephyrians, sir," reported Park So-young. "But the numbers are dropping fast." Admiral Yang Kyung-mi's voice came through the radio from her dreadnought. "All ships, this is Yang. Look at this mess. How long have they been attacking?" "Based on the destruction, ma'am," said Lieutenant Oh Soo-jin from Intel. "About 6 days. 6 days of constant attack. 6 days of killing peaceful people." Lee felt rage build inside him. This was why humans fought. This was why they had weapons. Chapter 2. The enemy reveals itself. A new signal came from the hegemony fleet. The voice sounded like insects clicking and buzzing. The computer translated it. "Attention, unknown ships. This galaxy belongs to the hegemony now. You are in our space. Leave or die." The signal came from a huge ship. It was bigger than anything the humans had, but it looked weak. Its armor was thin, its weapons looked old. "Sir," said Nam Yun-soo, the weapons officer. "That ship, it's built for fighting defenseless targets. Look at those weapons." Lee studied the readings. The hegemony guns were designed to scare, not to kill quickly. They were torture weapons. They enjoy this, he said quietly. They like hurting people who can't fight back. Kim Il-sung, the tactical officer, was scanning the enemy fleet. 57 ships total, sir, all of them weak. They're not expecting a real fight. Chapter 3. The peaceful response. Before the humans could respond, another message came from the planet. It was in the singing voice of the Zephyrians. O blessed ones who answered our call, we see your ships. Please do not fight the attackers. Show them peace, show them there is another way. Surely you have words that can change their hearts? Admiral Yang's voice was dry. Did you hear that? They think we came here with words. Dr. Kwanbomi spoke up from her station. Admiral, I've been studying both species. The Zephyrians are true pacifists. They cannot think of violence. The hegemony are predators, but they only know how to hunt those who cannot fight back. What about us? Asked Ensign Park Dongjin. Dr. Kwan smiled sadly. We're something they've never seen. Sheep who became wolves. Chapter 4. First Contact. Gone wrong. The hegemony leader sent another message. The voice was harsh and cruel. I am Overlord Skritix. You ships look strange. What species are you? What do you want? Captain Lee made a decision. He opened communications. This is Captain Lee Dongwu of the Human Exploration Fleet. We received a distress signal. We're here to help. There was silence. Then Skritix laughed. It sounded like breaking glass. Humans? Never heard of you. Are you another peaceful race? Good. We will add you to our collection. Surrender now, and we will kill you quickly. Sir, whispered Park So-young. They don't know what humans are. Lee looked at his weapons display. Enough firepower to crack a moon. They're about to learn. Chapter 5. The Zephyrians' Hope. A new voice came from the planet. It was different from before, older, sadder. This is Elder Crystal Singer Harmonious. Oh, sky friends, we sent our call for help to all peaceful beings. We thought you might have healing words or gentle machines to make the attackers see the error of their ways. There was a pause. We do not understand war. We have never hurt anyone. Please, can you speak to them? Can you make them stop? Lieutenant Ko Min-woo, the translator, looked up. Sir, I'm studying their language. They literally don't have words for war or weapons in the way we understand them. They're completely defenseless, said Kim Il-sung. Not anymore, Lee said firmly. Chapter 6. The Wrong Assumption. More hegemony ships moved toward the human fleet. They moved slowly, lazily, like cats playing with mice. Unknown peaceful species, Skritix called again. We will destroy your ships first. Then we will feast on your homeworld. This is how the hegemony grows. An Tae-hwan, the communications officer, reported, Sir, I'm intercepting hegemony battle chatter. They think we're another peaceful race. They're making jokes about how easy this will be. Admiral Yang's voice cut across all channels. All ships, this is Yang. They think we're sheep. Time to show them the wolves. Captain Lee stood up. All hands, battle stations, prepare to engage. The bridge lights turned red. Alarms sounded throughout the ship. The crew moved with practiced precision. Chapter 7. Preparing for battle. The human fleet spread out into battle formation. The hegemony watched with interest. They had never seen ships move like this. Sir, reported Ryu Jae-hyun from Weapons Control. All missile tubes loaded. Energy weapons charged. Point defense systems online. Nam Yun-soo, launch all fighters, ordered Lee. The hangar bay doors opened. Human fighter craft poured out like angry hornets. They moved faster than the hegemony could track. Yu Yunji led the first squadron. Shin Hyun-soo led the second. Both were ace pilots. Both were ready for war. This is Yu Yunji to all fighters. Her voice crackled over the radio. Look at these bugs. They fly like they're carrying groceries. Shin Hyun-soo laughed. Easy targets, just like training. but slower. Chapter 8. The Hegemony's Confusion Overlord. Skritix watched the human fleet prepare. Something felt wrong. Why do their ships move like that? He asked his second-in-command. I don't know, Overlord. Maybe they're afraid. But Skritix wasn't sure. These ships moved with purpose, with skill. Like predators. Scan their weapons, he ordered. A few minutes later, his weapons officer turned pale. Overlord, their energy readings. What about them? They're too high. No peaceful race has weapons this powerful. Skritix felt his first touch of fear. What are these humans? Chapter 9. The Moment of Truth. Captain Lee opened communications one last time. His voice was calm but deadly. Hegemony vessels, this is Captain Lee. You have attacked innocent people. You have destroyed beautiful cities. You have killed billions. He paused. We are humans. We came from a death world. We evolved as predators. We are very good at war. Another pause. You have one chance. Leave now. Skritix laughed, but it sounded nervous. One peaceful ship threatens us? You must be joking. Lee smiled. It was not a nice smile. Oh, we're not peaceful. That's your mistake. He turned to his weapons officer. Nam Yun-su, fire when ready. The bridge fell silent. Everyone waited. The hegemony had spent years conquering peaceful races. They thought they knew how war worked. They were wrong. Admiral Yang's voice filled the silence. All ships, weapons free. Show them what humans do. The battle was about to begin. The galaxy would remember this day forever. Missiles shot from the Iron Mountain like angry stars. They moved faster than the hegemony had ever seen. The first target was a large hegemony destroyer. The missiles hit. The enemy ship exploded in a ball of fire. Direct hit, shouted Nam Yun-su. Enemy ship destroyed. On the hegemony command ship, Overlord Skritix stared in shock. How did they destroy it so fast? His weapons officer was shaking. Sir, they're missiles. They're not like anything we've seen. The human fighters reached the enemy fleet. Yunji's squadron hit them first. This is Yunji, her voice came over the radio. Beginning attack run. These bugs fly like rocks. Her fighters spun and danced between enemy shots. The hegemony couldn't aim fast enough. Yunji's guns tore through 3 enemy fighters in seconds. Shin Hyun-soo laughed over the radio. They're not even trying to dodge properly. Chapter 2. The Wolves Among Sheep Admiral. Yang Kyung-mi watched the battle from her dreadnought. The main guns of the Soul's Revenge charged up. Target their flagship, she ordered. Ma'am, said Seo Jun-ho, the gunnery officer. That ship is huge. Should we use nuclear weapons? No need, Yang replied. Use the plasma cannons. Let's see what they're made of. The dreadnought's main guns fired. Beams of pure energy hit the hegemony flagship. The shields burst like soap bubbles. The armor melted like ice in fire. Skritix screamed orders at his crew. Return fire! All ships, attack! The hegemony fleet shot everything they had at the humans. Lasers, missiles, and energy. Beams filled space, but the human shields held. The attacks barely scratched their armor. Is that it? Asked Captain Lee Dongwoo. That's their best shot? Kim Il-sung checked his readings. Sir, their weapons are designed for fighting defenseless targets. They're too weak for real combat. Chapter 3. The slaughter begins. Captain Seo Jun-ho of the destroyer Busan Lightning led a group of smaller ships against the enemy. This is Lightning, he reported. Enemy armor is like paper. Our basic kinetic weapons are going right through their ships. The human destroyer danced between enemy vessels. Its guns never stopped firing. Each shot killed a hegemony ship. Sir, this isn't fair, said his gunner. They can't even hurt us. Seo's face was grim. Tell that to the 3 billion Zephyrians they've been murdering. The Busan Lightning destroyed 12 enemy ships in 5 minutes. Chapter 4. Terror in the Hegemony. Fleet on the Hegemony command ship, panic spread. Overlord, shouted the communications officer. We're receiving messages from our fleet. Put them through. Voices filled with fear came from the speakers. They're destroying us. We can't hit them. They move too fast. Their weapons are too strong. What are these things? They're not peaceful. Skritix grabbed his second-in-command. Contact the homeworld. Tell them we found war demons. Sir, the sensor officer called. Our fleet has lost 30 ships. The humans have lost none. Skritix felt his legs go weak. No peaceful race fought like this. Chapter 5. The fighters dance in space. The human fighters ruled the sky. Yu Yunji flew her ship like it was part of her body. Watch this, she said to her wingman. An enemy fighter tried to escape. Yunji followed it in a spiral dive. Her guns fired once. The enemy ship exploded. Showing off again? Asked Shin Hyun-soo. Always, Hyunji laughed. The hegemony pilots were good at fighting defenseless targets, but they had never faced real combat pilots. The humans had trained since childhood for war. Osu Jin, flying her fighter Soul's Pride, destroyed 6 enemy craft without taking a hit. This is pride, she called. Enemy pilots don't know how to dogfight. It's like fighting children. Chapter 6. Overlord's desperation. Skritix made a desperate decision. All ships target the planet. If we can't beat them, we'll finish the job. Several hegemony ships turned toward the Zephyrian homeworld. They began firing on the beautiful crystal cities. Captain Lee saw this on his screens. His face went dark. They're targeting civilians, Kim Il-sung reported. Lee's voice was ice cold. Nam Yun-soo, priority target. Any ship shooting at the planet dies first. Yes, sir. The Iron Mountain fired everything. Missiles, energy beams, and railgun rounds hit the attacking ships. They died in seconds. Chapter 7. The Zephyrians. Watch on the planet below. The Zephyrians watched the battle in amazement. Elder Crystal Singer Harmonious spoke to her people. The peaceful ones fight like storms, like earthquakes. How can this be? Elder, said a young Zephyrian. Look how they move. They're not peaceful at all. But they came to help us, the elder said, confused. In the crystal cities, Zephyrians watched human ships destroy their attackers. They had never seen violence like this. It scared them, but it also gave them hope. They're winning, whispered one Zephyrian. They're saving us, said another. Chapter 8. The hegemony breaks. The hegemony fleet was dying. Of 57 ships, only 12 remained. Overlord, screamed the weapons officer. We have to run. Skritix watched another ship explode. These humans were monsters. Devils from the dark between stars. All ships, he said, his voice breaking. Retreat, full retreat, but Admiral Yang had other plans. All ships, this is Yang, she said. No one leaves. They started this. We finish it. Human ships moved to surround the remaining hegemony vessels. There would be no escape. Chapter 9. The Final Moment. Captain Seo Jun-ho's Busan Lightning faced the last 3 enemy ships. This is Lightning, he reported. Enemy ships are trying to surrender. Surrendering? Asked Admiral Yang. Yes, ma'am. They're sending signals, begging for mercy. Yang thought about the burning cities, the dead Zephyrians, the 6 days of slaughter. No, mercy, she said quietly. Finish them. The last 3 ships died in fire and light. The Battle of Zephyr was over. It had lasted exactly 2 hours and 17 minutes. 57 hegemony ships destroyed. 0 human losses. Chapter 10. After the storm space around Zephyr was quiet now, pieces of enemy ships floated where the fleet used to be. Captain Lee stood on his bridge. His crew was excited but tired. Sir, said Park So-young, we're getting a message from the planet. Put it through. Elder Crystal Singer. Harmonious's voice filled the bridge. But now she sounded different. Amazed. A little scared. Sky Warriors, what you have done we do not understand. You came when we called for peace, but you brought war, and yet... Her voice grew stronger. You saved us. You fought for us. You are not peaceful beings, but you are good beings. Captain Lee smiled. Elder, we heard someone in trouble, that's all that mattered. But how did you learn to fight like this? Lee looked at his crew. His human crew. Warriors all. We learned because we had to, he said. Our world was hard. We became strong so we could protect what we love. The Elder was quiet for a moment. We ask one question, Sky Warriors. What are you really? Captain Lee thought about his answer. Finally, he spoke. We are humans. We come from a world where everything tried to kill us. So we learned to kill first. But we also learned to love deeply, to protect fiercely. When peaceful people call for help, we answer. The communication ended. The battle was won. But the real work was just beginning. The battle was over. Broken pieces of hegemony ships floated in space like dead leaves. The human fleet moved slowly through the debris field. Captain Lee Dongwu stood on the bridge of the Iron Mountain. His crew was quiet. They had won. But winning against such weak enemies felt strange. Sir, said Dr. Kwanbomi, I'm reading life signs on some of the wreckage. Survivors. Lee nodded. Send rescue teams. Even enemies deserve medical care. Park So-young looked surprised. Sir, after what they did? We're not like them, Lee said simply. We fight when we must, but we don't let people die when we can save them. Chapter 2. The rescue human medical ships moved toward the wreckage. Dr. Bae Hyo-jin led the medical teams. They found 17 hegemony survivors. All were injured. All were terrified. One hegemony officer, barely alive, grabbed Dr. Bae's arm. Please don't hurt us, we surrender. Dr. Bae spoke gently. We're doctors. We help people. You're safe now. The hegemony couldn't believe it. These humans had destroyed their fleet. Now they were saving enemy lives. But you're warriors, the officer whispered. Yes, Dr. Bae said. We're warriors, but we're also healers. We're also human. Chapter 3. First meeting Admiral Yang Kyung-mi went down to the planet in a shuttle. She wanted to meet the Zephyrians face to face. Ko Min-woo, the translator, came with her. Also Captain Lee and several others. The shuttle landed in a crystal garden near the largest city. Thousands of Zephyrians waited for them. The humans stepped out. The Zephyrians gasped. Humans looked different than they expected. Not like monsters or demons. Just people. Strong people, but still people with kind faces. Elder crystal singer Harmonious came forward. She was tall and made of living crystal. Beautiful but alien. Welcome, Sky Warriors, she said. We do not understand what you are, but we thank you. Chapter 4. The Great Question. A young Zephyrian stepped forward. Please, can you explain? We sent our message to peaceful species. You answered. But you brought war. Admiral Yang looked at Captain Lee. He spoke for all humans. We are peaceful, Lee said, but we are also protectors. On our world, we learned that sometimes you must fight to protect what you love. The Elder's crystal eyes glowed brighter. Your world taught you war. Our world taught us survival, Yangi answered. Everything on Earth tried to kill us, animals, weather, disease. We learned to be strong. We learned to fight. Ko Min-woo translated carefully. The concepts were hard for peaceful beings to understand. Chapter 5. The Database. Error Professor Ha Seong-woo, a scientist from the human fleet, had been studying Galactic records. Elder, he said, we found something interesting. The Galactic database lists us as Class 7 Deathworlders, the most dangerous species known. The Zephyrians looked confused. Their priest, Crystal Singer Morning Light, spoke. But your message said you were peaceful species. How were we supposed to know? Captain Lee realized the mistake. We never called ourselves peaceful. You sent your message asking for help. From peaceful species. We just answered. But why? Asked another Zephyrian. If you knew we meant the message for others? Because someone needed help, Lee said simply. That's enough reason for humans. Chapter 6. Cultural Shock. The Zephyrians showed the humans around their city. Everything was made of living crystal that sang in the wind. We grow our cities, explained Elder Harmonious. We do not build. We nurture. Young Zephyrian crystal singer, Bright Harmony asked Yang, how do you make ships that fight so well? We forge them, Yang replied. Like weapons, like tools. We make them strong because we live in a dangerous galaxy. The crystal singer was amazed. You see the galaxy as dangerous? Isn't it? Asked Lee. Look what the hegemony did to you. We thought they were unusual, the elder said sadly. We believed most beings were peaceful like us. Captain Seo Jun-ho, who had joined them, spoke quietly. Most are, but not all. That's why the galaxy needs those who can fight for those who can't. Chapter 7. The bigger picture Dr. Kwan Bo-mi had been studying both species. She made a discovery. Admiral, she reported. I understand now. The hegemony evolved without predators. They became predators by choice, preying on those weaker than them. And the Zephyrians? They evolved in perfect harmony. No violence in their entire history. They literally cannot understand war. And humans? Asked Ko Min-woo. We evolved as predators who became protectors. We understand both peace and war. Yang nodded. We're the bridge between the two worlds. Chapter. The Hard Truth Elder, Harmonious, asked the question that troubled her. Why did you fight for us? We are strangers. We did not even know what you were. Captain Lee sat beside her on a crystal bench. In our culture, protecting the innocent is sacred. It doesn't matter who they are. But you barely know us. We knew you needed help. That was enough. The elder was quiet for a long time. In our songs, we sing of legendary protectors, sky guardians who would come when darkness fell. We thought they were just stories. Maybe, Lee said softly. Maybe the universe wanted those stories to be real. Chapter 9. The choice of communication came from the Galactic Council. Judge Kang Dong-wook, the human representative there, spoke to Admiral Yang. Admiral, the Council has been watching. They want to review humanity's quarantine status. Yang raised an eyebrow. Quarantine? We've been restricted from the peaceful sectors, considered too dangerous. The Zephyrians listened to this with growing amazement. You saved us, said Crystal Singer Morninglight. But your own people feared you? They feared what we might do, Yang explained. Not what we would do. Elder Harmonious stood up. Her crystal form shone brightly. Then they do not know you. We will speak for you. Chapter 10. New Beginnings. 3 months later, the Galactic Council met. Elder Harmonious spoke for the Zephyrians. The humans came when we called, she said. They fought for us, they saved us. They are not the monsters some fear, they are guardians, the council voted. Humanity's quarantine was lifted. They were invited to join as full members. Captain Lee stood in the council chambers. Around him were beings from 1,000 worlds. Most had never seen a human before. Ambassador Lim So-ra, humanity's first council representative, read the declaration. Let it be known that humanity, once feared as destroyers, have proven themselves protectors. They answer the call of the innocent. They stand against the darkness. Chapter 11. The aftermath on the Zephyrian homeworld, humans worked alongside crystal beings to rebuild. Dr. Bay treated both humans and Zephyrians. Engineer Yu Yun-ji taught Zephyrians about human technology. The hegemony survivors were given a choice: stand trial or join the rebuilding efforts. Most chose to help repair the damage they had caused. Overlord Skritix, now in human custody, asked Captain Lee, "Why show mercy? We would have destroyed you." Lee looked at him sadly. Because someone must choose to break the cycle of violence, even with enemies. Chapter 12. The New Galaxy 6. Months after the battle, human patrol ships flew regularly through the peaceful sectors. Their mission was simple: answer every call for help. A small human frigate received a distress signal from a remote system. The captain, Song Min-jun, smiled. "All hands," he announced. "We have a distress call. Prepare for immediate departure." His crew moved quickly. This was what humans did now. This was their purpose. In space, the message traveled faster than light. To every human ship, "Someone needs help. We're going." The galaxy was safer now, not because humans were peaceful, but because they weren't. And they used their strength to protect those who were. Epilogue. The new legend in the crystal cities of Zephyr, elders sang new songs to their children. Songs about sky warriors who came from far away, about protectors who fought in the dark so others could live in the light. The children asked, "Will they come if we need them?" The elders smiled. "Always. That's what humans do." The children would grow up in a galaxy where being peaceful was no longer dangerous, because somewhere in the dark between stars, human ships patrolled, ready to answer any call, ready to fight. For those who couldn't fight for themselves, the mistake that brought them together had become the foundation of peace. Sometimes the wrong answer is exactly what the universe needs. The end.